thank you to all those who have followed our Facebook page. This is a new video series I'm starting for the secrets for advertising your course on Skillshare. And we're going to go through some things in this video related to the thumbnail. And this is the first video, so thank you to all those who are my first viewers for this video series. But I started this because me and quite a few others that I've been communicating with that are getting started with Skillshare were wondering, how do we promote our Skillshare courses? And I think that I have just enough knowledge to get this series started, so I'm ready to begin it. And I'm going to share with you throughout this video some things that I think are really important for your thumbnail. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do is actually show you an example that I think is really good of a thumbnail, and actually is one of the videos that I started watching, which in this case is going over cooking different types of food. So the reason I like this thumbnail is because it tells you what the course is about. It's about food. So without actually even going to the video, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And the other thing is, it stands out. It's a very clean and sharp image. So what that does for you is it not only conveys the message of what the course is about, but it's clear enough for you to see it. And that's really important. Some thumbnails, it may not have a clear picture. It may not only be a clear picture, but it may not be a relevant picture. And you have to remember that the first thing that your students come in contact with is your thumbnail. And as you guys can hear, there's a lot of noise outside, so I'm sorry for that, but it's getting pretty bad out there with that traffic right now. But just remember that the first thing that students come into contact with is your thumbnail. So it's super important for you to analyze that. So let's take a look at an example of thumbnails. So I'm going to go ahead and type in motion graphics, okay? And this is perfect because most of the people who deal with motion graphics are creatives anyway, so they usually have really nice looking thumbnails. Now, I would say at the top of the screen here, these thumbnails aren't amazing, but these are original and staff picked videos. So of course they're going to have a little bit more leverage because of that, and they'll have a lot of students. So they may have thousands and thousands of students, but it's not necessarily based on them producing a good thumbnail. It just happens that, they got promoted and they reached the top of the results here. But if we scroll down and we look at some of these thumbnails, although they're staff picks in some cases, they have really, really good thumbnails. Okay, this one tells me it's about logo and animations. Okay, this one tells me it's about explainer videos. So it's okay to include some text in your thumbnail, although I don't think that it's mandatory. And if we scroll down a bit further, we can see there's some thumbnails with just pictures. And I really like the thumbnails that are mostly just pictures because the pictures can sell your course. And if we scroll down a bit further, and it's going to probably take a while, but I know there's one on here that's not that good, but let's actually look at one of the ones that I've created. You can see again, I've created one here myself that is only pictures, and that's my top performing course with only just pictures. It has a picture of the software, which is the Camtasia software, and then it has some animation graphics here. Okay, and if we scroll down a bit further, I like this Nike one here. That one's not too bad. It's not perfect, but I like the balance that they have there. And if we scroll down some more, I want to get to an example where I like this one here. Here's what I'm looking for. So when you look at this, think of it like this. If your thumbnail was in this list here, okay, which one would you look at first? For me, I would not look at this one here because it's just a picture of the software screen that they're working in. So it's just a random shot of a screenshot of the software. Whereas these two images to the left here, this one in the middle and the one to the far left, they stand out to me more. So ask yourself the question, if you were a student viewing this and your thumbnail was in this 3 options here, would you pick the one on the far right? If this is you, I'm probably not going to click on your course. But the two on the left side here, I probably would pick one of those because the graphics look nice. It has some text that gives me some indication of what the course is about. So this surface level information is so important. And I know this may seem redundant to talk about this and try to explain it to you, but it's so important that your thumbnail looks amazing, because if you don't get past the surface level, you're never going to get your course viewed. If your thumbnail doesn't look that great, you're going to have a really difficult time getting students to go to your course. So this is a very important concept that you need to grasp. And it's very important for you to make your course get new students. So a poor thumbnail is likely going to lead to less students watching your course. So make sure that you put something in there. If you're not, graphically inclined, you may need to hire someone to put together a nice looking thumbnail. But I think that there's enough resources out there that you don't even need to hire someone. There's enough free resources that you can build your own graphic. So let's go ahead and scroll down. I'm just going to look at a few more and see if there's something in here that I think really stands out or that we need to look at. And actually, not even just dealing with the thumbnail, the text. If you're going to add text into your thumbnail, make sure it's relevant. For example, I really like this one. It says rock out. And that statement stands out to me. When I looked at that, it really just stood out to me. So making sure that you write something that will grab your user's attention. So rock out with character animations. That really stood out to me. And look at how many students they have, 7,000 something students. So having a relevant, even simple, in this case, you can see this is very simple. There's not a lot of graphics. It's just some typography with some, faded kind of colors in the background. It's very simple. So you don't have to be an amazing graphic designer to create something that's unique. But thumbnails are so important. In fact, let me give you a perfect example. So if we type in Camtasia, and I'm just going to type that in here, you'll see that I'm in the top 3 for this ranking. So out of all the people that are on this page, I'm in the top 3. What you didn't probably know is when I started out, even though I didn't have a very good rank, I was not ranked at the top of the page here. I was much further down. One of the things that helped me to get to the top is a good thumbnail design. And although the people above me had so many more students than me, one of the reasons I believe that I raised up to the top is because of a good thumbnail design. And, unfortunately, a lot of people don't have good thumbnail designs. Look at this one. It's just a screenshot. And if we scroll through here, I'm pretty sure some of these other ones have the same issue. This one is mostly just a screenshot. Okay. So a lot of these people that were on here that were ahead of me ended up being passed because I had a good thumbnail design. In fact, one of the things that I would focus on is the growth rate of your course. If your course is growing at a faster rate than some of the other courses from other teachers, then you're on the right path. Don't really worry so much about where you're at right now, but look at what is the pace or speed at which your course is growing, okay? So with that being said, this is my first course on thumbnails. Hopefully I drove it home that it's so important that you make a good thumbnail, because even if you don't rank very well, it can help you to get viewership if you have a very catchy design. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, get ready for future videos on the secrets for promoting and advertising your Skillshare course.